So I want to record this video about what I've learned about building like an agency slash consulting business. Like if you're in the info business and you want to deliver people results virtually, but you want to provide them solid results, and it's either an agency or a coaching business, they're about the same. There's a little differences between an agency and a coaching, and some are big differences in a way, but these are the things that they have in common. If I was to go back and start over, here is what I wish I knew 10 years ago. Okay. So let's go over this right now. So when you're building a business, you want to build a foundation that is solid and strong. And then you want to work your way up and build a ladder up to your goal of whatever. Let's say your goal is, 100K months or 50K months, whatever it is. There are steps to get there. And the first step I'd have told myself 10 years ago is find a hungry niche. If you sell a boring, I mean, for example, can you get rich selling hot dogs? You could actually get rich selling hot dogs. The matter is finding the hungry crowd that wants it. Like if you are outside of a hungry stadium of people and you're the only one selling hot dogs and sodas, you're gonna have a big sellout day. You're not gonna have enough food. I don't care. That hot dog doesn't have to be the greatest. And I didn't even invent that analogy, of course. Like I've heard people say this, but it's so true. You need a hungry niche. So I'd say one of the most important things is a niche that is hungry for solutions that you can build for them, right? And there's something about you to where you're good at serving this market. And I find a lot of times we are this market here, right? Because we have solutions for them because it was solutions we had to provide for us, right? So what makes you the expert in this is because you're just simply more hungry, you're more focused, you're creating solutions faster than most people, and that's why they're going to look and buy to you because you're most consistent. So I would say the foundation is finding a hungry niche that wants what you have. And the next step, I would tell you, the next big thing is having a solid offer. Very important. I'm telling you guys, I have done this myself. You could have a knock out of the park offer, but if your niche, maybe your niche even wants it. Let's, for example, you created a solid, foolproof plan on how to get to $1 million. Let's just say everyone who buys in your program that makes $1 million. I mean, it's 100% success rate. Now, this has never happened to anyone on the planet ever that I can think of. But let's say that you are one of those people who had an offer that's just that amazing. But if you try to sell that to 10-year-olds, you could probably go to jail, first of all, and you're not going to make a lot of money. Or what if you took that same offer and gave it to unemployed people, people who are out of a job? Can they buy your program? I don't care how amazing your closes are. I don't care how amazing the quality of your marketing is. Your offer, though, is no good without a solid niche. So some people think the niche, the offer is the foundation. And in my opinion, it's just not. A hungry crowd, a hungry audience that wants what you have. That's first. And the next step is creating an offer that makes that niche extremely happy, and you keep on working on that. And it doesn't take a lot of marketing when you combine those two. However, you do got to do a little marketing, and that's why I would start off with organic. Okay. We're just going to put this is for marketing. Okay. The third step is marketing. Marketing is not more important than the offer because if you're pushing an awful offer, your marketing is just going to fall apart. Whereas if you have an offer that's solid, the marketing is just going to be easier. Is to see it like this: your wood represents your offer, the marketing is the fire. If your wood's wet and you try to light that fire, it's just not going to go. But if your wood is like hot, I mean, it's like dried out. I mean, it's so dried out. It's dusty, right? And then you light a match, whoosh, that thing's going up in flames. That's what a solid offer and marketing combination can do. So get an organic way to get clients, such as you can do cold email, you can do cold outbound, You can do like making like videos or whatever. Like you want to find something that you are consistent at doing and something that you can measure. Like for example, you want something. See, the problem with making like for example YouTube videos, you still have to push that video to people. You know what I'm saying? Like you still have to get that to a person. Um, so that's that. So that's that issue there. Whereas if you went on to Instagram, for example, let's say you help dentists, and you go to Instagram, you would first look up 100 dentists on Instagram, follow them, and then message them. And then let's say out of 100 dentists, you get like 4 phone calls. Then you just know to like double up and triple up on traffic to grow your revenue. So you have something measurable. You understand for every 100 people that I talk to, then I get, then I make money. So that's why you want to do the organic way first. I would not do paid ads at first. I would do organic. That's what I would do. And then solid delivery. That's the next step I would do. And some guys like, why would you do organic instead of ads first? Because you need to test your message. It is way cheaper to do this organically and build like a VA team around this and just get your first $50,000 a month like this. That's what I would recommend, and do an organic way to get clients. The next is solid delivery. You can't deliver to clients that you don't have yet. So I would say do it in this order, and of course know what you can do. Like you can do the thing, maybe you did it for yourself or someone else. Have a proof of concept, but then make sure your product is strong. Next thing is have a strong team. Like you should be able to do all this on your own at first. All right, and then once you have a proven like set of numbers, okay, if every 100 people I message, I get a buyer out of that, and you do that a couple of times, then you can build a team around that and start working on the product and scaling those teams and having a strong team. You want a team revolved around sales really hard, and then you can start working on the product side of things. Now, getting into ads. So I would say this would be ads and everything else right here. I would let ads be like the tippity top. If you know what I'm saying? Like if this was 2014, this would be a different story. But with AI out and people highly skeptical, you don't want to be testing with your dollars. I'd rather be testing with your time and VA time. I would not be running ads on something that has not been proven. Like you want to I mean, some of these guys out here get to 100, 200K months before even thinking about running ads. And that's what I would just recommend. It's just going to be way less stress for you. It's just going to be way less stress. And the next thing I would say after getting into ads is get consistent with content and branding. So this is more like one-to-one, hand-to-hand combat outreach. And then once you got an audience growing, you get a consistent and like pushing out content where they can find you because they're seeing your name a lot and they're going to look you up. And then having content out that's just going to it's just going to make all this easier as well as this goes along. And then I'd be working my way out of a business. So what I'm saying here is working on your business instead of in it. But before you can work on it, you have to be in it, right? You have to lay the bricks down first. Like you have to build the building before you can get out of the building. Some people want to get out of the building they never built yet, and if you don't build it, it's not going to be built, right? Unless you have the like 1-2 million in cash, and then you can just hire a bunch of CEOs and executives and have them do it for you. But obviously, that's a big risk, and a lot of people just don't have $1 million just to build something that's never been tested. I mean, even people who have the $1, $2, $3 million, they want to see a proof of concept first. And that's why this is going to be your best model. If you're looking to get into the info space as a coach or a consultant, this is what I would do, and it's steps. It's steps. And if you put the wrong step here, all of these fall down. And this is what happens to most businesses. They do not have a solid foundation, which is why you want a solid niche that can buy your thing, okay? If you're getting into a high ticket space, you want to have people that can actually buy your thing, or you're going to be in a lot of pain, a lot of suffering if you're selling something that they may want, but they can't afford. And that's why you got to make sure your niche is solid and you have solid solutions for them. And if you've liked this today, and this is something that maybe you want to be a part of, like if it's something you want help with, just tap below. I mean, it doesn't matter to me if you do it or not, but if you need help with that, let me know. Click below.